Hello, I'm Shirley, a life coach with the Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise organization and the CEO of Ordinary Greatness. And today I'm coming to you live from my backyard where I got rained out. I was trying to vacuum my pool because sand blew back in there. And long story, but I've been vacuuming it for about 3 weeks now in hopes to get all that sand out. I'm making progress. But today I wanted to talk to you about let's see what we're going to talk about today. I think we'll talk about number 13. Don't hold grudges and harbor resentment. Forgiveness is freeing and it takes a load off your back. So number 13 is, of the 22 things we can do to get out of our own way, is to not harbor resentment or hold grudges. And I have a funny but stinging story about it. One time, one of my employees said to me when I was very angry, a long time ago, I'm a different person today. So in the past, I would get quite angry and disappointed in people who would lie or not tell the truth, or customers who would complain about things that weren't really in existence. You know, they'd say, my driver threw their garbage lid in the middle of their yard. Meanwhile, it's 60-mile-an-hour winds out there. So one time, a customer said some not so nice things, and I put a hole in the wall. I kicked the wall out of anger. And she looked at me and she said, listen, you can't be like that. Now, this is an employee, and I was impressed at her having the nerve to say it to me. And she said, listen, most of the time, people you are mad at either don't know or don't really care. So the only person that is being harmed by your anger and resentment is you. Now, when she said that, I kind of wanted to punch her, but she was very right. Very, very true, because the person that I was mad at had no clue that when I got off that phone, I did damage to my own wall that I was going to have to pay for. And I was going to have to pay for it with reminders of sarcasm and stories about when I did that from my staff for the rest of our time. But more importantly, the next time I spoke to that person, they had no clue that they had upset me. They had no clue that what came out of their mouth needed some filtering and some thought processing before they let it rip. So all of that to say that a large part of not holding the grudges and harboring resentment is forgiveness. We have to forgive people. We never know where someone else is at the time we are confronted with them or dealing with them. They could have had a horrible day. They could have gotten into a fight. They could have had family problems, marital problems, other job situations. Their car could have broke down. Their air conditioning and all this humidity could have happened. And not everyone is involved with self-development and personal development and life skill training that teaches you how to deal with the situation when things go bad, how to deal with when shit hits the fan is my favorite phrase. So we have to consider other people's situation. Now, it doesn't mean when they don't have a filter that we're not angry or disappointed in them, but keep going over it and over. And I call it beating a dead horse or holding that anger in does nothing for you. And they really don't care, because technically they got off their chest what they needed to get off, or they did what they thought was right at the time for them. So it's very, very important to remember to forgive people and have some empathy and sympathy. Put yourself in their shoes, because sometimes it doesn't mean that we're always right either. But more importantly, when you forgive people, you're not doing it for them. And that's the key thing. You know, we hold on to this. I'm not speaking to him and I'm not speaking to her because of this and because of that. And it serves no purpose. And, you know, we've been trained, well, I know I have been trained for the last 25 years of me working on personal development and myself and having coaches in my life, that we have to learn how to get rid of things that don't serve us. And anger and resentment don't serve us. Once you let go of whatever it was that was disturbing you and make some logical sense. Go through the process of, what does this mean? Could this have maybe gone wrong? Is this maybe what the interpretation or the perception was? And then once you've done that and filtered that out, let it go. Let it go. And you will see that you have a lot less, what I know from the medical industry, from many of the other industries that I've been involved with, oxidative stress going on within your body. We're aging ourselves out internally, which shows externally because of all the stress and the anger and the resentment and the refusal of forgiveness. So number 13 of one of the 22 things we can do to get out of our own way, to move forward in this beautiful life that we've been given, is to not hold grudges and harbor resentment. I'm Shirley Felder, a life coach with the Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise organization, being rained out in hopes to get back to vacuuming that pool. Signing out for tonight, wishing you all a great night.